We've been travelling all across Wales, kind of from Snowdonia down, and now we are in a place called Pembroke. Just met a lovely lady in a charity shop there. She was so lovely, just chatting away to us, telling us about her life and what it's like to live in South Wales and things like that. So it was lovely, wasn't it?
I love chatting to local people, and just you have such in-depth conversations and you remember it for the rest of your life, don't you? Just them one little moment. You probably never see her ever again, but you remember it forever. We're still on the hunt for a flask.
That's today's mission.
So
Can we find
mission.
a flask? I know it's not very epic or exciting, is it that? But we're going to explore Pembroke as well while we're doing that cool building here. 1861.
Oh, I love places like this. There's so much to discover when you come in.
What I love about places like this is that every little object has got a story to tell in it.
Beautiful, that is. I've never seen anything like that before.
Anybody remember Punch and Judy? Still got all the coloured buildings that we've seen throughout Wales. Every building's a different colour, and this is no different in Pembroke.
It really cheers you up.
It really does, like on a rainy day like this. Like that's why we've got our cuds up until you're just getting wet.
I'm just getting wet. I've given up. My hood keeps falling down, so I've just given up.
Like a little drowned mouse. But yeah, on a rainy day like this, it just really cheers you up to see all these bright colours everywhere. It's really nice, it really is. There doesn't seem to be many shops here. It's quite small, a lot smaller than we expected actually. So it doesn't look like we're going to achieve our mission of getting a flask here. So we might move on, it's raining. It's lovely, like there's a little castle here as well, which we'll show you in a second.
And a very angry driver.
Angry driver. There are a few shops, as I say, we went into a charity shop and stuff like that. It's a little bit quieter than we thought, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm parched for a coffee and I'm reluctant to buy one at the minute, so we need to go find a flask.
What's it going to look like?
What, your flask?
Yeah, my flask.
It don't matter what it looks like.
It does matter, Emma.
Keep saying to me what colour is it going to be?
No,
is it going to have
because
a pattern to it?
I'm going to end up...
care less.
No, because I'm going to end up with a pink one with bees on it or something like that. Lovely little gardens everywhere. There's like a river down here, which is really nice. Nice on a summer's day, that one.
It's a cute little music shop, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah. Faz would like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Emma's son, my stepson, Faz, who was actually featured on a few videos actually, you might remember him. He's an incredible musician, he started writing all his own songs and stuff. We'll kind of, at some point, we'll show you his music, like we'll try and get him on video or we'll put his music into our videos because he's doing so well and he's incredible, but he'd have loved that shop, wouldn't he?
Yeah, and if you watch us on other social media channels, you'll have noticed I have put him onto one of our recent ones, which went down really well actually, got twice the amount of views.
Yeah, cheers, Faz. They've got flasks here, but none that I can see would be suitable for two people, really. I don't like any of them. This is the castle, Pembroke Castle. Be nice on a summer's day to explore that, wouldn't it? We're not going to explore it, it's raining, it's wet, and it's about, presumably, 12 quid in. I'll tell you how much it is actually. We're almost bang on there, look. 11 quid for an adult, £7.70 for a child. But if you like castles, I suppose, and it's a nice summer's day, you can take a picnic in and stuff like that. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? That?
How much is it?
11 quid. I said 12, I was nearly bang on there, wasn't I?
See, I hate to sound awful, but this is why you end up where they're not rammed full of tourists. If you charge the £5, people would pay it. When you've got like 4 people in a family, that's a lot of money for a day out.
I think it is expensive, isn't it, though?
I don't know if I'm just being tight or not, but it does seem, I just always think about, it's not one person, is it? You've got a couple of kids.
2 adults, 2 kids, that's what, 20?
Grandparents or whatever, do you know what I mean?
About 40 quid, isn't it? 50 quid. Then they'll want an ice cream, that's another 20 quid.
Same with charity shops, if you didn't charge like 10, 15 quid for everything in there.
We're going to continue to call charity shops out because it's like, just looking at a hoodie in one of those charity shops up there, £35 for a hoodie in a charity shop. So we've enjoyed Pembroke the best we can in the rain. Like I say, smaller than we expected, if we're honest, but a lovely place nonetheless, and you can feel how it'd probably be better in the summer, like I say, with a picnic and that kind of thing.
It's a bit wet.
It's a bit wet again. Come on, Wales. We're going to move on now. We're not quite sure where we're going to go. There's a couple of places that I know we're going to love and you're going to love them as well. The problem with travelling in a van in winter is that by the time it gets to sort of 3 o'clock, you're starting to look for a park up then.
Yeah.
Because it's really difficult to find a park up in the dark. You like to check out your surroundings, make sure there's no signs, that kind of thing. And so it kind of gives you, by the time you've got up, you've had a coffee, you've got dressed, it's like 10 o'clock. by the time you've had some lunch, you can see how the day is quite short.
Probably just us though that get up at that time.
Yeah.
We're not 7 o'clock risers, are we?
No,
That's
we're
the
not.
thing.
No, I just think you get up when the sun gets up, and at the minute it gets up at 8, and then you think, oh, I'll have another half an hour, so 8:30, 8:45, you're up.
Then you've got to walk Daisy,
then
have a
Daisy.
coffee.
She takes about 3 hours to have a wee. We're back in the van now, going to decide where to go next on this adventure through Wales, Cymru.
I think we need to head down now. Apparently that freshwater west is meant to be quite wild. I'm not sure if it's really worth going over that side in this weather.
I think we're going to head across there to Tenby. With the weather, kind of these green things down here, it's probably not worth it. So we're going to head across to Tenby. So it's about 21 minutes. Let's go. Are you ready? Should we go? Get her poking a little head through there.
We've just come up this road and there's a bridge there. Reese is like, whoa, it looks a little bit short for us. So we're going to turn round and try and find another route. I was telling Reese the other day.
Head southeast on St Anne's Crescent towards Windsor Road, then turn left onto Windsor Road.
She's always interrupting me here. I was telling Reese the other day that I can speak Welsh, and he didn't believe me, did you?
No.
He didn't believe me. And I can. And I explained to him that I can sing the rainbow in Welsh. He was like, how did you know that? And I said, well, I went out with somebody years ago when I was like a kid, and he were Welsh. And he was like, is that all you got from it? Which, yeah, it were all I got from it, really.
Yards, turn left onto the
I'll give you my rendition of the Welsh rainbow at some point in this vlog. And then you can all comment and correct me on how I'm wrong. But don't be harsh on me, because I've believed I can sing it since I was like 14.
Reminds me of a time we were on holiday with my mum and my nan. I got in the car and my nan says, I can speak Welsh. And I said, can you, nan? She was like, yeah. I said, go on then. She went, my hinglad fanada or more i me. And I went, wow, and I was amazed that she could speak Welsh. And what had happened was, I'd bought a bookmark and she was reading off the back of the bookmark. And I thought she could speak Welsh.
You'll have to tell us what that means if anybody knows.
I know what it means.
Yeah.
I do, yeah. Give me a like if I give me a thumbs up if I get this right. It means land of my fathers.
And have you remembered that since you were a kid?
Yeah. I must have been about 8. What does this remind you of, Emma?
This reminds me of France.
Every time we go through a tunnel like this, I always say, what does it remind you of? Because in France there's these tree tunnels everywhere.
Very narrow down here, isn't it? And steep. Can't blame
Just a bit. You don't want a car coming now, do you?
No,
Nowhere to pull in. Damn, 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 damn. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, can't believe I've done this. There's a tree here overhanging and I thought she was going to get through it and she hasn't. Look at this. Oh, I nearly slipped then. Oh, damn. So I've just come in here, look, and basically taken this. What? Oh my goodness, I didn't even know that was... What the hell? Oh man. I think it's... That's ripped the awning off, hasn't it?
No, we're alright. It's just...
Are you sure? It didn't used to be up like that, did it? I think it's taken the bracket off the front there, Emma.
No, there's no bracket.
Yeah, because look, there's brackets on all the other ones.
No, it looks alright, I think.
I don't know, I think we need to get that checked out.
Let me check the back. If there's a
Damn.
bracket, it'll be on road, won't it?
Oh my goodness me. I thought she was going to clear it easily. And I just said, didn't I knew she wouldn't get under that bridge and I thought she was going to clear it easily. What a silly, silly thing to do. I should have stopped and checked. But basically, it's not showing up very well on camera, but this tree is overhanging here. Yeah, basically smashed straight into the tree. No, I think they're just going to have to, I don't know what you do.
We should have stayed right into the side here. Can you see any bracket?
No, I can't see anything, love, but it looks like the front of that awning, it looks like it's ripped the bracket off.
Can't see any, maybe it didn't have one on the front bit. I know what you mean though, but...
Can't make this safe for anybody at all, because it's It's just attached here. Damn. Oh dear, Reese. That was silly. I thought she were going to clear it. I can't see any bracket, love, but unless it's on the roof. It's not under the van, is it?
I don't know, have a look under the van.
I can't see anything.
It feels sturdy enough, you don't feel like it's pulled it down or anything or bent. We've been very lucky. Very
It just looks
lucky.
bent to me, does that? You see here how it's like straight and then at the front it kind of goes up as if...
No, I think that...
Is it just
if
how
anything,
it is?
it might have just pulled the bracket up a little bit, possibly. But I don't think it has. Everything looks solid on top. Thankfully, it's on with really big bolts. I'll mark it down on Google Maps. You can mark it down, can't you?
Yeah, do that, because that's dangerous,
so
isn't it?
dangerous, is that? So dangerous. I mean, if you're in a car, you're all right, because you stick to the side, don't you? But if you're in a van, and it'll scratch our van. Oh.
I thought she were going to clear it. I'm so sorry.
My heart then, because I was like, I was just like, you know, you want to scream like staying to the side, but you can't get your words out, can you? And my heart just went because I just heard it rip across the top, and I thought, oh, I mean, thankfully we've got them flexible solar panels, so they're fastened completely flat to the roof. I mean, it will have probably scratched them, but the glass ones are worse, because if we'd have had them, it'd have just smashed them.
Are they all right then?
Yeah, because they're flexible. They've got like a kind of rough surface to them, so it's, you know, they don't get scratched as easily. And obviously they're flat, so there's nothing raised above really for it to catch. And thankfully, because for ages, if you remember, we had the solar panels sounded like a kazoo because we had air getting underneath them. So I taped the edges down so there's no for it to rip up.
Oh, I'm shaking.
So
It
loud.
sounded like it had just taken the roof off. And I wasn't going fast, so we were only going slow. And as I came round, I was like, oh no, she'll clear that. It looked like she was going to get under it. And then all of a sudden, it literally sounded like it was just peeling the roof back. Oh dear me, but that needs reporting. That is dangerous. It's they shouldn't have overhanging trees. I know you can't control nature, but somebody needs to come and sort that, don't they? Right, let's carry on our journey to Tenby. I don't carry on to Tenby now. I don't know what else is going to happen, do I? Oh God, can't even get in because I've pulled too far into the side here. Right.
I've reported it on there, so you can report like an object in the road. So I've done that, and hopefully that'll alert somebody, or at least it'll alert anybody using a sat nav anyway, won't it? So I can't blimey, my heart is going 50 to the dozen.
It's so loud, wasn't it, that?
That was really loud.
Right, onwards. So we've arrived in Tenby. All the car parks we're now discovering across Wales are free because we're beyond October. So when you get beyond October, they seem to be absolutely free, which is amazing. So we've got this park up here. We can't stay here overnight. Specifically says on the sign that we can't, so we won't. We never try and get away with stuff like if it says we can't, then we can't. We'll just go on and we'll find another park up tonight that's not here. We were planning on staying here in Tenby, but it doesn't look like we can, so that's okay. There's plenty of other places to park up across this area of Wales, so that's fine. So we're going to now head up into Tenby and see if we can find a flask and just check it out basically.
Oh, it's wild out here, absolutely wild. I was just saying to Reese though, like because they don't charge from October for parking, wouldn't it make total sense to just say that from October onwards, while it's free parking, that actually they'll charge people £5 to stay overnight in the vans, so only allow it from October? That would make sense, wouldn't it? So what they're trying to do is to obviously make people book B&Bs and hotels so that obviously the town isn't losing money, and I understand that. And they don't want the car parks rammed with people staying overnight when they've got tourists coming and stuff. But if they don't have anybody staying and coming from October onwards anyway, charge a £5 a night.
Oh, it is wild out here.
All this one wet and wild. Well, after all that with the van, oh my life, I'm still really shaky. I'm actually going to give in and get a coffee in a cafe because I'm a bit shaky with it really, to be honest. It sounds daft, but The noise was so loud. But anyway, could have been a lot worse, couldn't it? Could have been a lot worse. So onwards and upwards. We'll see if we can find a cafe.
It was my fault with that. That was completely my fault. And it seems like a trivial thing probably watching it, but the noise, it went bang, and then it went like a scraping. I was like, oh no, that were amateur on it. Were an amateur mistake for that. I should have stopped and not tried to think, oh yeah, she'll get under it. Because she didn't. I would imagine Tenby's a lot more enjoyable in summer. My hands are literally dropping off, I'm so cold. It's because we're near the coast now, it's really biting from that sea. Look at this fudge here, got all that fudge.
We're literally making it there in them vats. That looked really nice, wouldn't it?
Hey there, Daisy. Hello. You're nice and cosy in there. Just stopping here for a brew because we still haven't found a flask.
Thank you. So Tenby's got quite an interesting history actually. It dates back to the Norman conquest, and its castle walls, which were built in 1264, still exist to this day, which is absolutely amazing, isn't it really? And you can see up and down the street, you've got kind of cobbled streets and little quaint shops, and which sort of give you that little bit of a history of when the tourism in this area first started, which really came around with the Victorian times when they used to visit here, believing that Tenby held some kind of health benefits. I've tried to do some research into what health benefits there were, but there's nothing that really tells you about it that I can find anyway. So if anybody knows anything about that, please put it in comments, because I thought that was really interesting actually. But yeah, it was kind of like late sort of 1800s when the tourism really sort of picked up, when the railways and the sort of shipments and stuff started coming in here for trade and things like that, when the tourism really sort of picked up and grew in this area. There's a guy called Edward Donovan, who's a fellow traveller, who actually existed back in the late 1700s, early 1800s, and he wrote a fantastic kind of guidebook, if you like, to all South Wales. It actually took him 4 years to be able to explore South Wales, so it's amazing when you think today how quickly we can get around and explore places and see places. It's just like baffling. So he can describe Tenby in a much more eloquent way than I can, so I'm going to actually read a little bit of his book to you. Towards the conclusion of our ride, the character of the place becomes at every step more interesting, bold and dignified, but more especially as it is seen from the marshes into which the road descends before we proceed up the acclivity into the town. I was rather fortunate in surveying the enchanting scenery of this bay for the first time in my life, under the favour of a glorious autumnal sky whose radiance, tempered with light fleecy clouds, richly harmonised with the prospect stretched below. The situation is peculiar. I paused for some few moments in silent rapture with it, fearless of being disturbed in my meditations, and enjoyed in tranquillity that calm serenity of pleasure with which the soul dilates in the contemplation of nature. A more lovely prospect I have seldom seen.
See how quickly it's getting dark now.
It's dropping so fast, isn't it?
It's only like 3 o'clock, 3:15, but it's just dropped all of a sudden, the lights.
We still have got no idea where we're going to park up tonight.
Yeah, we still need to find a park up, but we're going to keep on exploring this a little bit before we find a park up, and it'll be what it is. We'll have to find one in dark. Should be a giggle. It's always a giggle finding a park up in the dark.
Oh, I wanted to see that, look.
Oh yeah, the Tudor merchant's house.
Might have to just pop Daisy at the top of the steps here. Oh, that's cute, isn't it?
Oh, it's nice little quirky little alleyways and stuff in it, don't we?
I might be able to get down here.
They get in front of. I'll just kind of guide it down. It's a quirky little pub, isn't it?
Oh, that's cute, isn't it? Oh, we are, look.
Ah, yeah, this is it. It's shut today.
So this is apparently the oldest building in Tenby, and it's fully furnished as a Tudor property still, which is really nice, isn't it? Because most of the time you lose all that.
Reading these little plaques about people. Charles Norris, 1779 to 1858, artist, author of Etchings of Tenby, lived here 1805 to 1821. I love that. Like, who are he? What's this story? Everyone's got a story to tell, haven't they? And I love it when it's on a plaque like that.
I think that guy who I was talking about earlier who had travelled, who was like a traveller and wrote like a sort of a travel guide sort of thing to Tenby, well, to whole South Wales. I think he actually used his drawings as part of his
Ah, okay.
writings.
So, yeah.
I think he joined with his drawings. I read something about it.
Oh, that's cool. It'd be interesting to try and find one of them if we can.
Oh, look at this. Now this is where you can use that word, Reese.
Wow, this is epic. That word?
No.
What word?
The word you tried to use the other day that you got
Quintessential.
There you go.
I've been waiting to use that word for
There you
ages.
go.
Emma taught me it, and I've been.
This is
quintessentially Welsh.
Yeah,
there we
you
go. Quintessentially Welsh. Look at this little alleyway up here. This is quintessentially Welsh, isn't it? Look at this. How cute is this?
Oh, you see, this makes me feel like where you're stepping back in time, you know. You've actually got the smoke from somebody's boiler pumping out, but you can kind of feel like if you had the smoke coming out of the chimneys going up these little streets, and then I've had wooden chairs outside, and oh, it makes me, it's like really stepping back in time, isn't it?
Feels a bit European, this as well. Reminds me of Spain, doesn't it, when you've got all your tables and chairs outside?
Yeah.
It's just the Spanish ones aren't usually that wet.
Oh, they're a proper brewery. Look, they're making their own brewery stuff, their own brews.
Oh yeah, look at this for a little
They've got the
brewery.
massive vat in the back.
That's cool, isn't it?
Look at that. See it
Yeah,
all going
all
on.
going on there, isn't it?
It smells nice. Oh, this is lovely, isn't it?
Gorgeous, isn't it, this?
We never shop round enough for somewhere to have coffee, you see, and then we end up eating it wrong place, look. That would have been lovely there.
Oh,
Look, sit
wow,
out
look
in
at
that.
this. How nice is that to sit there?
And if we were able to stay overnight here, we could have stayed and had a drink and something to eat, but
I know.
unfortunately we can't because they don't let you. And that would have been lovely. Most photographed lane in the UK. Oh, wow.
That's cool, isn't it?
You can tag them in, look.
That's the most photographed lane. Let's get some cinematic shots of it.
I feel like I need to do a lane walk.
What's a lane walk?
You know, like a catwalk,
Go on then.
like walking down.
Go on then, off you pop.
Go on then. You ready? Get it on the floor or something. Do one of them cinematic things that you do.
Come on then, we'll cinematic you walking up this
You
lane.
ready?
Yeah. You enjoy that, Emma?
Yeah. I've just walked up the most famously photographed,
Lane.
videoed lane in the entire of the UK. I'm now famous by default. Nook, a proper Christmas shop. It's got elves and everything.
Beginning to look a lot like Christmas, isn't it? What are you laughing at now?
I can't say on YouTube. I thought that elf were doing something it shouldn't be doing with its hands, but it's its ear behind its hand.
Which
Can you
elf?
see what I mean? This one. Thought it was doing something with its hand it wasn't meant to be doing, but it's it's its ear stuck up behind its
Naughty
behind
little
its
elf.
hand. I thought that's a bit daring for a shop, isn't it? Oh, I'm lost now. Oh, at the noisy.
Oh, it is getting wild now. Absolutely drenched.
Oh.
Glorious. Welsh winter weather. Lovely.
Oh, that van's going to be so like steamy and
It's going to be lovely and
full of
cosy.
like
Cosy and warm.
condensation when we get in because we're going to be emitting damp.
Ah, we found flasks. Look.
I bet they'll be expensive in there, won't they?
I don't know.
No. 25 quid for a flask.
Hey!
I'm not paying 25 quid for a
I'm
flask.
not paying 25 quid for a flask. That's really expensive, isn't it, for a flask? What does it do? Make a coffee for you or not?
Serve you it, hopefully. No, I mean, I'm all for that thing of like buy quality and it'll last you type of thing, but no.
A flask's a flask, isn't it?
flask
As long as
is a
it's not
flask,
pink with
yeah.
bees on it.
Yeah, I'll go to B&M or Own Bargains or something
We'll
like
get
that.
one, love, don't you worry. We'll end up with a flask one day.
Oh, do you remember them, Reese? Fish and chips?
Fish and chip
chocolate mice.
sweets.
Yeah, fish and chip chocolates. Do you remember? And chocolate
Yeah.
mice.
Chocolate mice are my favourite,
Yeah,
apart
so I
from
love
Cola
chocolate
Cola
mice.
bottles.
They're just pure sugar, aren't they?
Right, I think we're going to head back to Romany now,
Oh, yeah, it's getting really
because
horrible.
it's getting really light to the point where it's really,
uncomfortable.
yeah, I'm drenched. Need to get dry, warm,
I think we have to go to the right.
have a brew.
Yeah, we do.
How do we get back?
I think it's down here. Yeah.
Tenby's lovely though, definitely worth checking out
In summer.
in summer.
But
It's
then
nice
in summer it'd be too busy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and you'd have to pay for parking, and do you know what I mean? Like all
It'd
those.
be rammed, wouldn't
Be
it?
rammed. In the winter, you kind of get a lot of it. You know, you get these quieter vibes, don't you?
It's just better if you have a dry day, isn't it?
Yeah,
Rather than
you don't
else.
want it.
It's drizzly, no, it's a bit
Raining
very
and wet.
nice, isn't it?
Daisy, what are you barking at? He's a nice little doggy. Give up. Back in Romany now. Bit wet, Daisy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit wet. You were nice and dry in your pram, weren't you?
You had a heat pack in there, so you were lovely and warm, weren't you? Are you ready now for some treats? Yeah, do you want a treat? She's not daft. She will not get in this pod unless you give her a treat. Otherwise, you've got absolutely no chance of zipping it up.
Good
Tries to get it
girl.
out of your hand before you actually put it in, so she
Nice
can't
and
zip
safe
up.
in there. We'll have a look on park for night. Find a park up. See if we can at least have some light to find a park up, but don't know how far we'll have to travel to find one.
Mumbles.
Yeah, I think so. That looks nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like a sort of coastal town. It looks really nice. It'd be nice if it's nice weather.
We'll make most of it, love, even if it ain't.
Yeah, that looks lovely. Look at that.
Yeah, let's check that out, and then can always go to that Seven Sisters waterfall country that somebody mentioned. So we've got a head in. What we're doing is picking a place that either you guys have recommended or that one of the locals has recommended, and then once we get towards that place, then we'll go on park for night and try and find a park up around that place. That's how we're doing it, basically. Park for night's never let us down yet, and worst comes to worst, there's always laybys. There has to be laybys for truckers. If you always see van life like that, if ever you're worried about or staying overnight, just think of yourself as a trucker. Always somewhere to sleep for trucks, isn't there, and just join in with that, basically, if you get stuck. That's what we do. Right, let's head up here. It's about an hour or so away, I think. But it is going to be dark by the time we get there, but it is what it is. The only problem with winter van life, as we've kind of been saying, is park ups, you've got to be quick. So yeah, it's learning to kind of do it in the dark, which even with our experience, it's not ideal really. We pulled over at a service station so that we could have a shower. Like we said before, there's always showers at services, so we took advantage of that. We've come to the park up and there's massive signs saying no overnight parking. It's a really posh area as well as this. So
Posh is not the word, is it?
Emma's looking for a new park up. Mumbles we're in. Second park up, plan B, we can't stay in the vehicle. So you can park your car or your van overnight here, but you're not allowed to stay in it. You have to leave it, and we can't leave Romany because we live in it.
Why does it affect anybody whether we're sleeping in it or not? I do not understand. It's absolute nonsense.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, we can't sleep here. I don't even know if there's a plan C. This were it. Plan A, plan B, both of them, and no overnight parking. Don't think Mumbles is going to happen. It seems to be like everywhere there's just no park for night spaces at all. So I think, unfortunately, Mumbles is a no-go, which is a shame because Catherine Zeta-Jones lives here.
And loads of other famous people.
And loads of other famous people.
You should see the houses. They're absolute. I've never seen.
You've never
like
seen
it.
anything like it.
They-
Like,
oh.
literally insane.
They're like a doll's house, but ginormous.
There's one here actually, I'll try and show you it.
And, well, that massive one that we saw though, that was lit up, it's got the number for it. Well,
yeah.
as big as our van.
Yeah, it was massive. That was a celebrity with that. It was a celebrity house. Look at this one. This is a small house in Mumbles. Kid you not. We're absolutely gutted actually because it looks like a really cool place to explore. Yeah, it's a shame because it looked really good and there's a couple of charity shops here. It's lit up like Heathrow Airport as well. Like they've got lights everywhere, so it's not dark.
You're not wondering why you have to turn your lights off when you live up in North.
So,
It's so Mumbles can have
so that we can
an airport run along the beach.
yeah, so that we could get enough lecky and Mumbles. So we did finally find a park up last night. Lovely little car park. After that, we're fourth time lucky or something, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a nightmare trying to find it, wasn't it? It is because we're picky though. We are picky about where we stay, to be fair. We don't just park up on roadsides very often, do we?
No, we're a bit choosy.
We got up this morning, now we're determined to come back down to this Mumbles place. I just wanted to see all these massive houses like in the daytime. It's been really good actually. We haven't been able to park up anywhere though. We've come back down in the day, and last night we couldn't park up because there were all restrictions. Today it's rammed, absolutely rammed. There's no way of parking whatsoever, no way. So we've literally just driven through so that I could have a look at these massive mansion houses.
So now we're going to head off to something you've all been telling us, literally screaming at us to go to. It's the one thing I think you've all wanted to see. So we're going to the Brecon Beacons to see some epic waterfalls. We're going to do all that kind of stuff up there. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've liked the video, give us a big thumbs up. Don't forget, write your own story.